Well, here we are. Clip clopping around the house. It is December, and much like last year, I'm gonna try to ride my bike outside every day. Weather is nice for now. It's like 50 degrees, unseasonably warm. Gonna get in about a 75, 76 mile ride, hopefully. Start this month off right. Let's do it. Don't even need a jacket.
Alright, so about 5 minutes in, made a 76 mile route, pretty flat, 2,500 feet of climbing. Gonna try to make a workout out of it, do some longer efforts, depends on how I'm feeling, but definitely like on-off efforts as opposed to just like a DC ride. I'm trying to be a little bit better about training rides and started this week with a new Garmin scale, trying to weigh myself more often and just optimize as much as I can. I know that word kind of seems lame. I'm not really like into racing or anything like that, but I do have some challenges, physical, mental type of stuff that I want to go after in 2024, and I think, you know, a little bit of structured training might help. Man, it's beautiful out here. Beaver River Schoolhouse Road. So yeah, I'll spend about 10 or 12 minutes getting warmed up before I hit some nice, pretty new pavement on Route 2. Look how nice. It's gonna be a nice way to kick off the month and keep this week going right. The plan is to do like 3 hard weeks in a row, followed by 1 more active recovery week, and rinse and repeat. So we'll see how that goes out month 2. Here's to it. Turf field floor. You know that the state of Rhode Island, #1 export, agriculturally at least, is turf. Wow. Poetry in motion. Okay, now more motion. Just finished my first effort. 28.5 minutes, 257 miles. Yeah, so far so good. Feels good. Well, that plan was unsustainable. That 26 or whatever minute effort really stacked all my juices, which sounds a lot grosser than it is. Yeah, I'm at mile 50 now. Average watts came down from like 220 to 177. Just took all the snap out of me. So it was a good interval. But basically just active recovery on the way home. So instead of 76, I'm like a 20 mile an hour average. Probably end up with plus 60 miles and an 18 and a half or so mile per hour average. Still a good workout. Not really what I was hoping for. Probably better in the long run, because if I do end up riding outside every day, that's going to be a fatigue hole. Active recovery or not, I rode 70 miles yesterday. A lesson learned, maybe? I don't know if I'm smart enough. December 1st, ride that in the bag yet, but 50 miles down, 5 to 10 to go. Well, I'm home and absolutely spent 61.6 miles, 3 hours, 20 minutes, 18.5 miles per hour average speed. Man, it's got cold too. 55, but still cold. Hands feel cold. Whew, tired body. Time to nap before eating like half a pizza, maybe a whole pizza. Pizza Friday. All right, here's to 30 more days of riding outside. Woo!
Day 2, December 2nd. That's how that works. Second day of December, second ride of December. Going out on the same bike I rode yesterday, my Cervelo, my road bike, which will go into hibernation pretty soon, probably somewhere throughout this month. Once there's too much salt and ice melt on the roads, try to avoid it as much as I can with that bike in particular. Salsa, my gravel, mostly gravel bike, will become more of a hybrid bike over the course of the month. But for now, I will ride this bike. It is a little wet out today, unseasonably warm. I know you can't really tell, but it's definitely wet, a little bit humid, It is, check the watch, 46 degrees and hazy. It's gonna get up to 53. I'm gonna ride for about an hour and a half. Maybe put in some efforts depending on how I'm feeling. My legs feel a lot better than they felt yesterday when I got off the bike. We'll see how much snap I have. So I would like to get like a workout type of ride in and not just a recovery ride. Well, we'll see. I talked to a couple people about doing this, like riding outside every day in December. People tend to ask like what does that mean? Like, can you just ride outside for a minute? Personally, I don't think so. You can make your own challenge and obviously do what you want. But for me, I'm trying to ride like an hour or 15 miles. I think that's what I did last year. So like if I'm doing like 20 miles an hour, I'll ride for an hour. But if I'm doing 14 miles an hour, I want to get at least 15 miles in, if that makes sense. Like if it's a recovery ride, I guess. I don't often ride 14 miles an hour. Yeah, there will be some recovery rides, but I'm still trying to focus on training. I've had a pretty good week so far. I think like 230 miles or something. Definitely the biggest week I've had like since October, which is good. I'm getting my training right in the right pace. Had sort of a recovery month in November. Took like 4 or 5, maybe 6 days off. But yeah, trying to ramp it back up. Got some big goals ahead in 2024. Maybe I'll share them as the month progresses. But for now, we're gonna just get day 2's riding. And I got this little handle attached to my GoPro. I know you can't really see it. Now you can. But also, who knows, maybe I'll have a new GoPro by the end of the month. Hopefully. And there'll be a new IG kit too by the end of the month. Wow, big month. December's not that bad. It's really February that I hate, or March. February or March, the worst. The trenches. But for now, let's focus on a wet ride, day 2, ride this bike, and then clean this bike. All right, let's get it. Alright, so here we are, going up Hillsdale. I do think this stick is pretty cool. I have this little stick on here. Definitely, we'll be treating this like a Z2 ride. Feel like what? Warmed up yet. Only like 5 minutes in. We're going up Hillsdale Road. What I think is one of the best roads around, but it's also right in my backyard. So, it's got trails off of it too. It's a Coffin Preserve. It's really cool. Hunting lodge. A lot of great history in this area that I don't know enough about. Look into it. You should. Look into it. Got a little click in my pedal. Click in my pedal. I can feel it under my foot. This is my reminder to figure it out when I get home. Pedal click. Ooh, nice and warm now. Just went up the rest of Hillsdale, then Old Mountain. Blind spot. You saw me. 20 minutes into my ride now. Just under 5 miles. Just over 500 feet of climbing. Nice hilly section. Old Mountain, if you couldn't tell by the name. I mean, it's obviously a short Rhode Island road. It's not like a true mountain pass. Rhode Island version of a mountain pass road. Obviously not that long, steep and hilly for what it is. Alright. A lot of people are quick to say that Rhode Island is flat, and I do think it can be flat if you want it to be, but you can also find hills. The section near Connecticut is a lot hillier than the rest of the state. There's a lot of coastline. Coastline is sea level. Sea level usually means flat, unless it's like a volcanic island like Hawaii or something. So yeah, you can also find the hills. Like I said, right out of my backyard. 5.08 miles, 527 feet. It's gonna start to drop down a little bit percentage-wise, but keep finding it if you wanted to. I just don't really want to today. 11 minutes, 212 watts. Wasn't really trying to do anything specific. Just ended up with that after I climbed Hillsdale and went Old Mountain. 20 minutes in, another hour left or so. We'll see. No route, just rolling. Getting some miles in, getting some time in. 12 miles in, stopped to take my jacket off. Nice and warm out, wet, but warm. Not complaining. 12 miles in, 155 watt average. It's more about than just watt. It's more about just watts. Someone just drove by, pointed at me. It's more watts per kilogram, I guess. Who cares? It's just how I judge my own rides based on my own watts. Only like 5 miles from my house, but 12.5, 12.42. Maybe another 10 miles or so. We'll see how the rest of the ride goes. 12
cooling down for the last mile or so. Did a pretty good effort based on how I was feeling this morning. Kind of noisy. 8 minutes at 283 watts. Watts are not watts. Watts per kilogram, a little bit more accurate. Also, you might just not care. As someone that is trying to, like, you know, do consistent training, I feel like it made more sense for me to put in those efforts today. With the rain in the forecast for tomorrow, that could be a more recovery pace, which we just save for overall. Definitely a hobby of calculated risks. Cycling is. Riding in the rain doesn't make the risk any less. So I guess you can mitigate some risk by doing a recovery ride. Yeah. Hour and 20 minutes, 24 miles. 172 watt average, 17.6 miles per hour, 1,300 feet of climb. Not super hilly, but not super flat. So yeah, let's get inside, get dry, clean this bike. Another thing, I've talked about recovery rides, but recovering meal-wise is also very important. I'm not a shill for Tailwind, but I drink Tailwind recovery after pretty much every reasonably hard effort. Maybe even after every ride this month, just because I will want to keep the protein intake up, help my recovery a little bit more with, you know, riding outside every single day. I don't always drink it standing in my kitchen with my glasses and helmet still on, but for the video. Wow, slight brain freeze. Mix it up before the ride, put it in the fridge. But yeah, there it is, it's done. I don't have much self-control. Can't tell by the way I just drank that or the amount I ride my bike. Could be worse. Well, here we go, rated. December 3rd, I'm on my gravel bike. I cleaned my road bike, no way in hell I was taking that out. Wow, I felt like it was just like misty a few minutes ago. Now it's raining. I'll be out here for an hour or so. Nice little recovery spin. I'm also working hard enough to stay warm. It's always strange riding this bike after riding my Cervelo. It has the always polarizing oval chainrings. My Cervelo. A lot of oval chainring haters. Here's what I have to say to them. Fuck you, it's not your bike. Don't ride them. I like them. I like them so much I want to put an oval chainring on this bad boy. But yeah, this is just a regular circle chainring, and honestly, it just feels strange. I am wearing waterproof booties and this waterproof jacket, which is my favorite piece of kit. This Gore-Tex jacket, shake dry. So light, so packable, very warm, very dry. All right, see you in a little bit. About 8 miles in, not too bad out. Not too cold, like 40, 42 degrees Fahrenheit. Jacket is doing its job. Booties, not so much. The problem with waterproof booties is, you know, you're wearing either long bibs or leg warmers. And those leg warmers go into the booties because the booties go over the top. But then those leg warmers or bibs get saturated. And then they drip down into the booty. Water finds a way. Seven or so miles. Call it a day. Hardest part, convincing myself what to wear and to get out there. But once you're moving, I'm going pretty slow right now. My heart rate is at 92. Yeah. Still not too cold. A little wet, not too cold. I'm back home, warm-ish, sitting by the fire, dry-ish. I got yelled at by some guy. Hey,
for trespassing on his property. Said I triggered his alarm, and it was like, well, the cops have to come now because they want to get paid. And I said, all right, see you later. And I left. So I probably won't be stopping there anymore. Or maybe I will. I'll just be a little bit faster next time. But yeah, day 3 in the books. It was pretty miserable, but worth it, I guess. Here's to 28 more days. Hopefully that was the worst one. I guess I'd rather it be snowing than raining if it was colder. I don't know. We'll see. Only time will tell. That's something people say. 3 days down. Well, day 4 is here, and I'm feeling like absolute shit. Not because of my bike, but because I just found out, well, yesterday, a friend of mine that I've known since high school or before high school passed away recently. It really does a whirlwind to shift perspectives, I guess. I think a lot of the times when you think about like cycling, or when people focus on like training or bikes so much, it's really easy for like other things to sort of slip away. I also think it's really easy for like, you know, friendships to wane over the years, and of course that's natural. And that wasn't the case with this friend. This was someone that I spoke with very often. We texted each other a lot. He didn't live locally, but that didn't hurt our relationship. But even people that I live close by, I don't know, I obviously in a bit of a tailspin here. A lot of thoughts in my mind. I do think that getting out on the bike will be helpful, but I also think it just is good to like point out that like life is about so much more than bikes, you know? I have realized that starting this club and making these videos, some people come up to me and they think that like cycling is my job, and it's not. My life has a lot more in it than just cycling. Maybe your perspective of my life is cycling because you watch these videos, or you follow me on Strava, or you come to our group rides, but like, I'm a married man. I spend a lot of time with my wife. I cherish spending time with my lovely wife. I work, I direct commercials and music videos and stuff. Actually makes me money, where it's just a hill doesn't make me money. I wish it did, maybe someday. That's why I'm making these videos. Hopefully one day it's my full-time job, and It's Just a Hill can be a nonprofit that helps get people on bikes that wouldn't necessarily normally get on bikes. I just think it's good to like have the perspective that life is very complicated. It has many different facets to it. Bikes might just be a small percentage of it. Bikes might be a big percentage of it. Bikes are a big percentage of my life, but it's not everything. It's just good to show like the humanity behind dealing with things. This is a difficult thing for me to deal with. I thought it would be good to put this on video just to show that like life isn't just about riding nice bikes, as much as I love this bike behind me, and as much as I think it's nice and an absolute weapon. Sorry, I just had to look at it one more time. It is nice and clean after that ride the other day. I'm not really entirely sure how I'm going to be putting these videos out, but this being day 4, I think this would be a nice button for the first video over the course of this month. Some of them might have 1 or 2 days worth of riding. Some of them might have a week. Editing is like a big process for me. It's not the easiest thing in the world for me. It's hard for me to find focus in editing and stuff, so I guess it depends on how I'm feeling. I'm trying to be better. Every single day I'm trying to be better as a person, as a human, as a cyclist, as an athlete, as a husband, as an employee or a leader, or however. I think that is the most important thing in life, is to just be better than you were the day before. I think a lot of the times with social media and, you know, Strava in particular, we find ourselves comparing our rides to rides of others. And I think that is, for me at least, it's unproductive. I do not think that we should be comparing ourselves to others. I think we should be comparing ourselves to us from the past. Am I better than I was yesterday? Am I better than I was a week ago? Am I better than I was a month ago, a year ago? And am I continuing to make those strives to be better and better? So as I sit here on my kitchen floor, in not the best mood I've been in quite some time, I haven't had many close people in my life die. I don't have that big of a family, don't have that many close friendships. I'm not really good at having close friendships like that, but this person was different. He broke that mold, and now he's not here, and it sucks because I can't text him something dumb and he can't make fun of me for riding my bike too much. So I don't know, text that friend that you haven't texted, say I love you to the family member that you haven't said anything to in a while, and just try to be better than the person that you were yesterday, because That's what I think is important. That's what I hope this motivates you to do. Maybe these videos help motivate you to ride your bike, but life is about a lot more than bikes. And I think it's important to be reminded of that. So I'm not gonna let this stop me from riding. That would be silly. But yeah, ride your bike, hug your loved ones. Just be more open and honest with people. Communicate clearly. And this has now turned into me just giving advice to my GoPro, which isn't that fun. So I'm gonna go have some fun, ride my bike for a little bit, hopefully do a hard workout. We'll see how I'm feeling when I'm out there, but my legs do feel fresh. I took my dog for a walk earlier to sort of clear my head, and that helped a lot. Life sucks, ride a bike. Didn't mean to be such a bummer while I was sitting on the floor in that last part of the video. This is, in my life, this is like a half hour later now that I'm dressed and ready to go. I just thought it was important to highlight that there's more to life than bikes. And I know I did say life sucks, ride a bike. I do think that's important. A lot of people say that like cycling is therapy. I think that's bullshit. Therapy is therapy. Go find a therapist if you can, if you're lucky enough to be financially stable enough or in an area where there's good health coverage. Maybe you have a job with good health coverage that allows you to see a therapist. All that shit's important. Life is about more than just bikes. I'm ready to ride. Let's get it. Here we are, 6 minutes in, going up Carolina Nooseneck. Who the fuck names these roads? Nooseneck? I don't know. It is nice though. Nice day overall, about 50 degrees. A little bit of chill in the air, but sunny, which is nice. Got fingerless gloves on for the first time in a while. All right, I'm about to go up this little kicker on Carolina Nooseneck. So I'm gonna put the camera away. Probably do 10-20 minute warm up, nice and easy, and do a harder effort on the way back home. Won't be out here for too long, but definitely a good opportunity to get some fresh air and clear my mind. There's the kicker. All right, camera gone. .35 minutes in, just under 9 miles. It's a 15.8 average, pretty hilly. Did a little bit of warm up like I was saying. A couple of harder, shorter efforts. Didn't make a route. Not sure how far I'm gonna ride. Pretty nice out. This here is the North-South Trail, which if you don't know, is a trail that goes the length of Rhode Island from the Massachusetts border all the way down to Charlestown by the beach. I know some people that have ridden it, some people that have hiked it in a couple of days. I'd like to hike it in a day or two. I think that'd be fun. Really rooty, really rocky, some tough spots. Yeah, too hard for me. I'm a softy, roady. Everyone's like, they're paving all the roads. Good, pave them. I want that nice fresh pavement. See how the rest of the ride goes. So far so good. Definitely a good idea to get out and clear my head a little bit. Feel like shit. Not the ride I wanted to have. Fuck. Well, that just about does it. 40 miles, 2.5 hours, constantly distracted. Could not get out of my own head. It's not really the ride I wanted, but that's just a drop in the bucket. There'll be other rides. So here's to day 4 and 27 more in a row. Call your loved ones. I was gonna say or don't, but you should.
Decaf left, regular right. Decaf left, regular right. It's very challenging work.